All right, I am 19 years old. I have been posting on social media for 3
Phantom, no, don't tax me, Phantom!
fucking
Oh, I'm gonna come.
years now.
From the bottom of my heart, each and every one of you sons of bitches changed my life.
And I just got my first taste of money that can really do something for yourself. It can really, I'm not going to say change your life because 100K isn't exactly life changing in my position, but it is enough to, that'll give you a look or two. It definitely buys you some time and it gives you a foundation. I'm going to try my hardest to not sound ungrateful or greedy, but there is no other word to describe what I'm feeling right now other than dissatisfied.
Like, I want more. I don't give a fuck about how much I made last month. I only care if I make 40K this month.
I want more. I crave more. Like when you have this type of destiny in your mind before you start to seriously pursue your dreams. I've been wanting to do YouTube and social media ever since I was 9 years. I basically grew up on YouTube, all right? I don't even want to know how much time I spent on YouTube. When you start pursuing this, you don't think 100K is what I'm worth. You think millions. I want millions. I want 10 million just chilling in the fucking bank. I want to spend my summers in Monaco sipping my Prosecco wearing Loro Piana loafers. And that sounds very pretentious, but I'm just trying to paint you a picture of I was meant for more than just 100K, okay? I want more. I am dissatisfied. So this is kind of just my way of saying fuck it.
You jerk off? Do I jerk off? Yeah.
So this is the room I'm gonna run up an entire fucking M in, on God. Bed right now, literally no frame. I'm straight free balling it right now. But
When was the last time you put quite literally every single fiber of your being into something, your entire essence into one singular thing? Chances are nothing. So this is my way of doing that and proving to myself that I can put everything into one thing, and I will put everything into this goal. I will be worth $1 million before I turn 20. I'd rather fail terribly and abruptly and in a way that is just really heartbreaking than to kind of just slack off and just put 60% into everything and just, oh, well, you know, that's okay. I'd rather, this is directly quoted from the Lamborghini movie.
Why we're here? Someone, tell me why we're here. To make a car. To make the best car. To make the greatest car the world has ever seen. As strong as Hercules, as beautiful as Sophia, when it must be ready for Geneva. It's not impossible until we fail. If we fail searching for greatness.
Will it suck? Yes. But I failed. I took a risk and I failed in search of greatness. The fact that I can say, I will be able to say I put my literal everything into this goal is enough for me. So with that being said, let's get into the plan of how I'm going to make $900,000 fucking dollars in the next 9 months.
This kid's gonna be the best kid in the world. This kid's gonna be somebody better than anybody ever knew.
Also, I get a lot of comments on TikTok. Go follow TikTok. It's kind of my spam, but whatever. That, like, I should put on a shirt. No. Of course, before we begin, we kind of need a name. What the fuck are we going to call this little operation, this little goal or mission, as I'm going to say? And honestly, I don't really know. I think I'm just going to call it the $1 Million Blueprint. This is going to be split up into 3, technically 4, but realistically 3 main sections, okay? Number 1 is going to be the testing phase.
See those little black boxes? They're called telephones. I'm gonna let you on a little secret about these telephones. They're not gonna dial themselves, okay?
Of course, it's pretty clear. I am building a personal brand outside of what I was already doing before. Something that is just a bigger tool, that is just social media creation. Making audiences, making money from said audiences. That is kind of the thing that I am kind of good at. Just a little bit. I don't know. 100K in 74 days. Just a teeny bit. The testing phase is essentially just kind of just throwing 50 million darts in a dark room, blindfolded, until something sticks, either whether that being short form content, as in like the ideas or how I'm recording, or just being raw or the editing style. Literally just posting as much volume on short form until something sticks. And then that entire replication or that entire idea, the same premise onto YouTube. You're watching it right now. And when something sticks, that is when we go into not phase 2, but phase 1.2, which is still phase 1, but it's like the second, like, I don't know, the second iteration of the first phase. And that's what I'm going to call language. The majority of effort that is staggering growth is understanding your language, or I'm sorry, establishing your language. When you have your language established, when those things are aligned, that is when growth is exponential. In this phase, when we have a certain theme of the things that are doing well for us, that's doing good engagement, that, you know, maybe opting in our funnels, if and when we do have funnels, because I mean the whole goal is to make money. When we do have these funnels or whatever, our language is going to be established. Now, what do I mean by language? I mean, basically, how it makes them feel. That's it. When that is established, when that language barrier is established, and our art is actually established, which is going to take a while. This is like this is the one phase that people don't get past, or the people that don't think critically enough to actually think that this is something they need to get past. Moving on. Then we go into stage 2, which I'm going to call beginning money.
$737,000. That's what I need. That is what I need.
That's just when we start to make a few dollars. When we make our first dollar, technically we're in beginning money, even though realistically we're going to be in 1.2 for a pretty good amount of time, and honestly the majority amount of time, because when the ball gets rolling, I mean, we're already at, 50K a month, whatever the fuck. Anyways, moving on. This phase is literally when we first start to get conversions. I am saying this from the bottom of my heart. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm going to sell a mentorship, a paid community, a Discord, help, fucking ebooks. I have zero clue. Just painting a picture, just telling you a plan. Hey, this is probably what I'm going to do. Moving on. That is when we go into 2.2, which I'm going to call optimization from the conversions. Whatever is driving that sense of conversions from 1.2 language, we will cut out the slack of effort, because when you are building a brand, you have to try a lot of things to try to get your name out there. And in the event of trying a lot of things, you're going to have a lot of themes, a lot of posts, a lot of wasted energy. And essentially this phase, or this portion of 2.2, I'm going to call, is basically just cutting out that slack of the ROI, return on investment of your energy. Because yeah, it's fine that you get those first few conversions and you're actually starting to make money, but it's a strong pivotal point to cut out the slack and focus on what's actually working. So that's what 2.2 is actually meant for. Then I'm actually going through this like it's super easy. This shit is not easy at all. It is simple. It is simple. It is not easy. That's when we get to stage 3. And stage 3 is basically just the fun part. Stage 3 is the part that everyone wants to get to. It's the gratification, the 40K months, 50K months. I have a team, a sales team. We have funnels. We have lead funnels. We have creatives. We have a lot of room to play with to grow this brand. I read Zag, good book, Marty Newmer, sorry. And he talks about rock, paper, scissors, 3 types of brands. And essentially they're like stages. And the first stage, you are in scissors. And it's essentially, you have to do one thing as a scissor stage pretty well to stick out. Whether that's like, I don't know, in your total addressable market, in your product market fit, something super specific that people looked up to you for. In the event that you grow, then you go up to rock. A little more broad, a little more less energy on those specific parts, and slightly more general, but still somewhat specific. And then bigger, much more advanced, many more systems, more teams, more complexities in the brand workings. That is called paper, and it is essentially you trying to cater to everyone. And that's just ROI, okay? The entire game is ROI. You trying to address to everyone, paper, that's it. So stage 3 is essentially our transformation from rock to paper, and it is sales teams, funnels, optimizations, more shit behind the scenes, secondary channels, secondary pages, literally everything. We're going to do literally everything. This isn't about revenue. This isn't about profit. This is about scaling as much as humanly fucking possible. What my plan for that is essentially In my plan of growth is to just find simple creators that are kind of doing the same thing and offer them, you know, either like a percentage of the course or the mentorship of the company, whatever the fuck, literally whatever I do, offer them a position like, hey, you can make us some money. You'll get, you know, they'll simply just be on to the team. And we're going to have like a team. It's going to be pretty small. We're going to have a team of small creators and they're kind of all doing the same thing. And obviously we're going to be under the same umbrella, I guess. And that's just how it's going to work. Everyone's posting about one thing or like one common goal, you know, to grow on social media, to teach, preferably, because, you know, I like teaching school. And yeah, that's kind of it. And then you kind of just like rinse and repeat of optimization and then more scaling and then cutting out slack and then scaling and then cutting out slack and scaling. And then we have stage 4, which is, this is like the end all be all goal.
I built this shit. Me. Brick by brick.
Super end game. Like this is like 100K on all socials. You know, we're kind of getting some clout, if you will. I don't even know if that's my goal, to be honest, to have clout. I don't know if I want clout. I like being underground. I think it's cool to have a condensed community, but you know, our goal is to make $1 million. So I don't know. We're just going to see about that. Moving on. This is an AI startup. So my passion is brand building, marketing, branding, etc. Some sort of AI tool that is a hub that gives you statistics on literally everything. You can ask it whatever the fuck. Some sort of AI startup. I'm going to call this my magnum opus. And of course, this is expensive as shit. Like, I didn't know that having a startup would be so expensive. I want to have like an app. And the estimated cost for an app, dude, that shit's like 50 racks just to get the ball rolling. I was like, what the fuck? I did not know that shit was that expensive. Anyways, this is like the end all be all of like my plan, a AI startup. And I have like a bunch of people that I'm helping make brands and actually establish themselves and think critically, because people just post brainlessly. They don't think. There's no language. There's no product market fit. They're not thinking about these things. And I kind of want to change that. Just help them a little bit. And so, yeah, that's like my end all be all. That's my magnum opus. I know I've already said it, but I'll say it again. I don't give a fuck. I should probably give you the first step. So the first step is to just post on TikTok as much as possible with the highest quality content. And I kind of just have to have a, a sort of establishment on short form. I like YouTube. I want to do YouTube. But with ROI, TikTok is probably the best. So we're going to try to grow TikTok as much as possible. I'm going to be posting about it. I will do uploads updating the journey, because of course you guys are going to be here. You guys are literally my right hand man. Also, last video, so many positive comments. You guys are so cool. I really fuck with y'all. This is the beginning of a fire community. I can already see it. So that was really cool. I don't know. This is kind of just me throwing a dart in a room, blindfolded, of how I would think I would scale and make $1 million within the next months. We are about 10% of the way. I hope I motivated you a little bit. Hope you have a good day. So let's get to work.